welcome to another episode. In this episode, I finally leave the marina of Portland, head down to Cornwall chasing the sunset, and we have a couple of friends come and say goodbye to me on my way down. We get into Falmouth and spend the night here, get a little bit of rest after the overnight passage, and then finally the next morning say goodbye to the Cornish coast for the notorious Biscay. It wasn't as bad as what it can get, but trust me, in a little 12-metre boat, these seas were pretty big. The GoPro does not do it justice, but it was very interesting. Stay tuned. The time is finally upon me for departure. Today, Saturday, the 18th of June. I was hoping to have been gone Thursday. The winds didn't come round as I hoped. I've been waiting for a northerly or easterly. So today, I have the easterly. However, it's pretty gnarly, bit too much. It's picking up at 47 48. Let's come back down. 47 48 today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday. It comes down slightly Sunday, but Monday is looking favourable. So that's what I'm aiming for. Monday the 20th. I'm going to redo my passage plan. I've done a rough passage plan. Weymouth to Falmouth, Falmouth to either Vigo or Bayona, or if it's looking good and we got the wind and we're not broken, then I'm going to try and shoot for Lisbon or even Gibraltar. Who knows? We'll see how we get on. If anything goes wrong, then we're going to shoot into the Bay of Biscay to La Coruna. That's going to be a safe port, the little runaway port for us. I've just been to the shop with Simon. You met Simon on the Cherbourg trip. Got some stores on board. I get the fresher stuff tomorrow. I have another crew member, Roger. You will meet him. He's more experienced. He's done a lot of racing, done some deliveries, so it's going to be great to have experience on the boat. Might be able to sleep a bit better at nights. So yeah, I'll get these stores away and then look at the passage plan. See you in a bit.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something.
You will hear that the engine is on. The engine is on because I have finally left the marina to start my adventure. Stupidly, I was so busy doing safety brief for the crew, passage plan, to go over the passage plan again, getting the boat ready. I just totally forgot to film. One of the most important parts of this trip is the departure. However, there were some videos from family and friends, so I'm sure I can get hold of some. Let's go and meet the crew. So on the helm we have Roger, and you've already met Simon. He crewed for Cherbourg. So we've left Portland Marina, currently on the east coast of the island. We've not got enough wind at the moment. The wind's actually in the wrong direction, but we will, as soon as we get around the bill of Portland, we're up sails and motor sail, or hopefully just sail.
All the shit you don't do, well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't.
Okay, so we've come around Portland Bill and we are now sort of southwest direction towards Start Point. Then from Start Point we go pretty much dead west into Falmouth. Flat calm, unfortunately there's no wind, no sails up, not even worth motor sailing. It's what have we got, Rog?
6 knots.
6 knots of wind. It's going to do nothing but flog the sail. The sea it feels slightly confused. We had those big easterly winds for 2 days. One of the reasons we couldn't leave because it was like force 8 and at some points it was very big. So I think it's kind of left the seas a little bit choppy. I think maybe during the night when the wind drops right down it might flatten out, make for a nice comfortable sail, but at the moment she's lumpy. We've got some food in the oven. Gonna treat the boys to meatballs. You lucky buggers. We've been going about 3 hours now. We've still got Portland in the background. I don't know if you can see, it's got a way out. But we are chasing the sunset. Still got the engine going, unfortunately. Not enough wind for the sails, not even to motor sail. It's like 5 knots apparent, 1 knot true. It's, yeah, but it's better than 40 knots. So I'll take it for the start of the trip. So hopefully we'd stay nice and calm through the night. I probably won't sleep much just because it's my first night sail. So even when I'm not on watch, I'm going to be on watch. It is what it is.
It's right, and see life do what you want.
Basically, it is 2300 hours, 11 o'clock at night. I'm on watch until midnight. Simon will take over until 2, and then Roger 2 till 4. I'm back up at 4. Hopefully it should start getting light then. Hope we get some daylight, some sunrise pictures. So those dolphins off the bow was what an incredible way to start this trip and to end the first day. All's going well, on course around Start Point. Put ourselves about 5 miles south of it, so any fishing pots and stuff we should hopefully avoid. Yeah, going well. So little update, we are probably a couple of hours out. If you have a look, probably roughly over there is the entrance to the river. How are we feeling, boys?
All good, fresh.
Yeah.
Ish.
We got some sleep. Obviously it's our first one as a crew. New boat for these boys, so yeah, it's sleepless, a bit sleepless for everyone. But yeah, we've pretty much done it. So I will try to film us going into Falmouth. We're going to be fairly busy. Again, it's a new marina, so got to pay a lot of attention. We're going to fuel up first. We've used a fair bit of fuel. You know, we've been motoring all night, the whole way basically. We've had no wind. I think we've had the most 8 knots, and you know, just a gust to 8, and it's not enough for the sails. So I'll let you know how it goes. Managed to get on the dock fairly easy there, no worries. So a bit of fuel and then over to the marina. Should have filmed the dock in. I'll try and remember for the next one. We are in. We are tied up. Thanks to my very competent crew. They say that sailing is the most expensive way of getting around the world for free. And it is. That's just cost us over £80 in diesel. We didn't have any wind, but I was determined to start the trip. So we motored from Portland to Falmouth, and we are here. Lovely little marina. Just been over on the fuel pontoon. Now it's time to sort the boat out. I've got a few boat jobs, shower, food, and early night ready for our departure for the Bay of Biscay tomorrow. I had some boat jobs to do, namely the water maker. That job went well, it's all working, and then me and the boys took a walk into town. Falmouth is a beautiful little seaside town. We checked out some of the architecture there. There's an old church in the middle, and we carried on walking through until we got to this nice little harbour inlet. And no seaside trip would be complete without the obligatory fish and chip dinner, which we had over on those benches. Then we walked back through town, got some stores, and got ready to leave in the morning. This is us leaving Falmouth, ready for the Biscay. Passage plan complete, stores are on board, water in both tanks. Hopefully I need to check the water maker. Beautiful, beautiful marina. If you've not been to Falmouth before, I recommend it. Coming up to the end of the first day. It's 9:15 in the evening. I'm on watch until 10. Quite uneventful. We've had the motor running, which is annoying, very annoying, but we just had hardly any wind all day. We've got 5.5 knots now. Sails are flogging. Well, they were. I've had to put like a little mini preventer on the mainsail just to stop it, because it was just smashing from side to side. So yeah, I've just put that on there for the time being. Beautiful sunset. I'll show you on the plotter where we've come from. It's going to flicker a bit, so you'll have to hopefully make sense. So we come from there up in Falmouth. We're in amongst a lot of shipping. There's a shipping lane just here from the Isles of Scilly. So there's a lot of shipping coming out of it, going into it and going up to Cornwall. You'll see this line is our intended route. As you can see, this is the Bay of Biscay. I'll have to look at the weather again tomorrow. It's really light. I think it's really light, so Friday's meant to be picking up quite well. Yes, like I say, not a lot happening today. Can't wait to turn this motor off, to be honest. Anything happens on my night watch, I shall let you know. It's 2:30 in the morning. I've been on watch for half an hour. Finally, I've turned the engine off. We've not got that much wind. It's still very light. It's only, and sometimes the sails are still sort of flogging a bit. But we've got 4.5 knots. It's just nice to have the engine off. It really is. The night sky is unreal. I mean, I wish you could see it on this. You won't be able to see it on the GoPro, but you can actually see the Milky Way. Good morning. Start of the second morning at sea. very calm, and as you can hear, we are still motoring, which is very annoying. A lot of fuel being used. So I am currently downloading weather grip or weather file. So I've got this little gadget called an Iridium Go, which was very kindly sold to me by my friend Dave, who I've mentioned before. Him and his wife has had a beautiful lagoon 45 cat. Their channel is Daily Adventure, D-A-L-E-Y Adventure, and I'll tell you what, they had some really good adventures. So go and search them and have a look, because you won't be disappointed. They've got some they went to some lovely places. But yeah, thanks for that, Dave. So my phone's down below on charge, currently downloading via the Iridium Go. So I'll see what the wind's doing. I'm hoping by this afternoon we'll have the engine off and sails, but if not, I might just turn the engine off and bob around for a bit. It is what it is. Second day in, and the wheels are already falling off the bus since I've got up. Engine's cut out. Luckily we've got a bit of wind, not a lot, but we're under sail. So I need to try and find that. I've pumped, so I was hoping it was just air in the fuel line, so I've bled that, and it did start again, but I'll give it a couple of hours and look again. And now, just to top things off, the handle on the toilet is stuck in the upright position, so I now need to take that apart and have a look at that. I can't wait. Brilliant. So I think the pump now moves, the handle now moves. We'll just have a little look, have a bit of a clean out, and go from there. Whilst I was down below trying to sort the toilet, having the time of my life, the guys were up top filming an American aircraft carrier. Now, if anyone's ever seen one of these close up, these things are huge. They are literally like floating towns. And there was a couple of helicopters, fighter helicopters, buzzing around. And later in the day, they must have included us in their exercise, because they started buzzing towards us, coming at us, looped around us a couple of times. Pretty impressive to see. But yeah, it was something different. Today has been not the best. I've had a few things go wrong in one go. Firstly, the engine cutting out. I mean, it seems to be going okay for the minute, but I don't know. It was kind of temperamental, so when we get closer to land, I'm going to be panicking, because if we're coming into a port, into a marina, into an anchorage, and it does choke out again, then you know, could be in a lot of trouble. Second thing was the toilet blocked. Still not working. Had that apart, but I think it's more the holding tank, so that's another job in port. And then GPS kept dropping out. Our AIS automated identification system. So we have a vessel on it now, which is over there, but we seem to have lost one that was on it, and it was not far behind us. So it's in and out, it's temperamental. We keep losing our ship's position. Our GPS just seems to go. That's three things in one day, you know, 24 hours into this passage, and it is really sort of down-putting, you know. I'm not feeling great about the whole thing. Speaking to a lot of the experienced sailors in the marina before I left, you know, they say, you know, you have your bad sails, and then when a couple of days later you just kind of forget about it. So that's what I'm kind of hoping is going to happen, you know, when I get into port and safe and start fixing things and chilling. I'm hoping that I will just forget about the Bay of Biscay, because so far it's not been the best. We've got not a lot of wind. However, that is due to come in. I mean, the pressure's already dropping, so we're coming into a low, so that wind will be coming. So at least that's one thing, we can start gaining some ground again. But yeah, it's just not you know, sails are flogging. I'm not going to put the motor back on after what the issues we've had. I'm going to wait until we're nearer the land. So that's that. Let's hope it gets better. finally sailing properly, settled in. Everything seems to have calmed down. Doing about 6.5 knots with 10 knots of wind. Yeah, still feeling a little stress from this morning. Just everything seemed to want to go wrong in one go. But you know, you gotta just roll with it, and I'll deal with it when the time comes. When I'm in port, I'll sort the block out in the toilet. When we're near a land, I'll start the engine and hope for the best with that until we can get in and look at it closer. If we, you know, if it's not sorted, I'm hoping it's just air in the fuel lines, and I can purge it. I don't know. We'll see. And as for the my AIS dropping out, it's still doing it. I can see a ship over on the horizon, but it's not showing. It was showing on my chart plotter, but it's not showing now. So just doing a bit of hand steering for a while. Give the Orca helm a rest. It's very power consuming, but these solar panels doing really well, topping it up quite nicely. Got new batteries, new gel batteries fitted before I left. Again, thanks Dave for all the tips and help, invaluable. Yeah, just settling in really. Day 2, hopefully day 3 has less drama, no drama. Definitely getting a lot more wind this evening going into tonight, so I can imagine we will make up a lot of distance that we lost at the start just being under motor. We'll see what happens. There we go. Little update on progress. So we have now finally come onto the big chart just. So at 1300, I've done the first mark, 1600 progress. So the idea is we're still kind of, this is the going into the English Channel here. This is Brittany, there's Brest, and then this is the big bad Bay of Biscay. So my plan is, you can see I'm in like a southwest. The reason why I'm coming southwest mainly is because there's a lot of dead air in here at the moment. There's no wind, so I'm trying to get west as opposed to just coming like a nice southwest to get on the Finisterre Peninsula, and then sort of a lot of people sort of bounce down the coast. My plan is to come southwest where there's wind. I've just had a weather update this morning. There's a lot more wind here. In fact, the wind does cover quite a bit by tonight, early hours tomorrow. So I shall be coming down in this southwest direction. Probably not. This is a bit of an old mark that I've done. And then kind of staying off the land to come down. It will either be going into Vigo, which is West Spain, around about here, or just, if we've got the weather and everyone's good, just keep going all the way down to Lisbon, which will be around about here. So that's what we're looking at. Third day, Bay of Biscay is finally living up to its name. It is not very nice out. We saw 23 knots of wind. Boat is heeled right over. We've got 2 reefs in both sails. Everything's trashed. Just getting a weather update so that I can make another passage plan. We've not made too much headway during the night because we had to come west. We was kind of like coming in a nice southwesterly direction to join our line to come down into Portugal, but through the night where the wind come, we sort of started heading into the bay, so now we're heading back out of the bay. I'm looking at the weather now, it's all downloading, and then make a decision. But I've got a feeling we might make a run. If this weather's in for a while, we might try and make a run for somewhere on the north coast of Spain. Not part of the plan, but you know, you've got to go with the weather. Bay of Biscay is starting to live up to its name a little bit, and this is nothing. We've got 24 knots, moderate seas, probably 2 meters, and it's nothing, but it's still tough going, pretty tough going. You know, we're bouncing into the weather. I've got a southwesterly, which is the direction that I need to go, so I'm heading west under motor. The good news is, touch wood, the motor's running again. I think I bled some air out the fuel line yesterday. I've been running fine for about half an hour, so I'm hoping that's it. But the issue is, there was an issue, and I don't know what it is. I don't think it's just going to go away. I'm sure it will reoccur, but if any of you know of this problem, like a fuel problem and then it goes, it's a Yanmar engine, please leave a comment and let me know if you've had this problem before that kind of sorts itself. But yeah, I'm still on edge with it, so we'll see. Yeah, the wind is due to come round a bit more from the west, so I'm trying to get west as much as I can, so then I can just have a beam reach going south. I don't think I'm going to head far enough out offshore is what I wanted to get down the Portuguese coast, so I think what I might have to do now is head for North Spain. I'm going to tack in a couple of hours. I'll see how far west. When that wind has come round, I'm going to tack round, start heading south and see how much south I can get. If there's too much east in it, then it's going to be the north coast of Spain. I'll be stuck there for a while because there's all these westerlies. So, but it's better than just trying to beat into this weather. I mean, we are heating over. I've got 2 reefs. Sea water's coming over the bow. What a nice day. Just had to heave 2. Went up on the bow, my dinghy slipping. We're taking some pretty big waves. We've got about 3.5 meters coming through now. Kind of not quite thinking into it, but yeah, it's definitely not comfortable. We're now aiming for North Spain. I'm not staying out of this for long. I think it's going to be like this for a couple of days. So let's see how it goes. Day 3 in the Bay of Biscay. I don't actually think we're in the Bay of Biscay. I'm pretty sure we're in the Atlantic Ocean. I've come far offshore to stay away from the shallower water where it goes from deep to shallow. It can get quite rough. Plus, I thought I'd be clever and get away from the Orcas being offshore. But we saw a couple yesterday. Needless to say, I was extremely panicked. A few swear words in there somewhere. Simon was on the helm. got a good yeah. You get what you wish for. He kept saying, I'd love to encounter the killer whales, and I'm totally the opposite. And then we got it, and I think he was a little bit nervous as well. I mean, to be honest, it was bad conditions, really wavy. Coming into night time, and if anything had happened, we would have been screwed. It would not have been an ideal position. I got a drogue out that I was going to, you know, if I'd lost steering, I could throw a drogue off the bow to try and keep our bow into the waves, because there were some pretty big ones coming through. The sea state has calmed down a lot in the last hour. It's not too bad now. Got a bit of sun charging the batteries via the solar panels, so I've put the auto helm on for a bit because the boys have been hand steering. We've all been hand steering pretty much the whole time. Just battery consumption really. I didn't know, you know, because we've had some bad weather, cloud, and just wouldn't charge the batteries as well. So it's nice to not actually be on the helm. looking maybe 24 hours time. I'm still making a decision as to whether to shoot into La Coruna, using this westerly wind to push us in, or if we can make any headway west into the westerly wind. We are beating into it at the moment. So in another few hours, I'll look at my charts again, have a plot, and probably make that decision sometime tonight, early tomorrow. Coming to the end of the 4th day on the move, which is 3 whole days. We left Wednesday lunchtime. It's now Saturday evening. Sea state has calmed down, and we are now on our way to La Coruna. We couldn't get far enough west for a shot down to Vigo, plus it was an extra 2+ days, and yeah, we've kind of had enough, haven't we, Si?
Yeah, we have indeed. Tired.
We're done, tired, very tired. You know, it's not a lot, even when you're off watch. The boat's been bouncing, slamming, going sideways. You're not sleeping. You know, we're running on minimal sleep, as you can see. Oh yeah, you are. You get some good sleep. There's no waking that, man, I tell you. But especially as skipper, constantly worried, making sure. I mean, you know, the boys are on the case, but there's always something in the back of my mind, just making sure. And yeah, I've just not been sleeping. I've not been sleeping. I think the first 2 days going through the channel, going out the bottom of the channel, knowing there's a lot of shipping, I think I probably got 3 hours sleep, and then 2 days. I had not a bad sleep last night, but still, oh yeah, that'll be a wave. Yeah, so we're bearing off now to a more easterly heading to head down to La Coruna. Been passage planning, we're making not bad time. Hopefully get there in the light. If not, we'll drop anchor in the dark and wait for the morning to get into the marina. One thing you have to do when you're in a country's territory is fly a courtesy flag. And as we're in Espanol, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let Roger sleep in. This is watch now. I've been on doing this watch for about half an hour, but since I've been on at 4, redid our course. When it got light, my golden rule is no one leaves the cockpit on their own when it's dark. So when it got light, I put myself in. Got the mainsail up, put a preventer on because the wind's swinging around a bit, and I just thought I want to enjoy my oats, my coffee, and the sunrise on my own. We've been hand steering every night, and it is tiring. You know, you're concentrating for 2 hours steering. The reason I've done that is because if you watch the Cherbourg episode, the auto helm was on for 7-8 hours, and the battery ran pretty flat. Well, not flat, but it was down to the point where the GPS went out, so I had to start the engine. I don't want to start the engine if the batteries go down now because of the engine problems. I'm going to have to do it at some point just to make sure that it is definitely okay before we go anywhere near port. If not, I'll have to heave 2 out here, try and solve the problem, or it's going to be a pan, get dragged in, see how much that costs. But hopefully, fingers crossed, the engine's okay now. Since putting the main up, I've got another knot and a half, so we're making good time. Just going to sit back and relax. I am really tired, really tired. Again, I want to say a big thanks to Dave from Daily Adventures. He advised me about the battery situation. I've got a couple of gel batteries in there now, and he's right. You kind of you get obsessed, and I've been obsessed. I go down to see what my solar's putting in, to see how much is going out, to see how much percentage you just get really involved. But yeah, thanks again, Dave. That was great advice. Spanish dolphins. There's a few. You hear them clicking. ho! Finally, after 4 full days and a weary crew,
Some more weary than others.
Yeah.
we've made it.
Yeah.
I need to go do my chart, 10 o'clock chart. Well, it's 9, but 10 o'clock Spanish time. And I think we'll probably be about 35 miles out.
I think so, yeah.
So I'm gonna go have a check. But yeah, that is the Biscay completed. Well, I won't speak too soon. That engine problem I thought I sorted, not so much. The engine just cut out on our way into, we're still quite a way off land, luckily. I've had to change the fuel filter. This is what it looked like. I think it's diesel bug. We're just going to try and motor in, see what happens. I think I might end up getting towed in here. Brilliant. So we've been rescued. They pulled out one of their biggest tugboats for us. I can't believe the expense they haven't spared for us. This could take a while. We're going in there, but we've been rescued. I need a shower, I need food, I need bed. We are alongside. We are the furthest part away from the marina office. We've got one very angry young man because he lost his vape. And he's not had a vape. He's not had a vape in 3 minutes. And there's the man doing all the work. Well, he just gets angry at everyone because he's not had a vape. Right, we're alongside. We're gonna go to the marina office, get some food. It's been emotional. What a rubbish start to my adventure. Well, there you go. Join me next time to see some of the damage that the Biscay's done. Also, find out why my engine stopped working and I got towed in. And a look around the beautiful town of La Coruna. Yet again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, please subscribe and hit the notification button so you can see when I post next.